In any person's faith journey, there are usually one of 5 different spiritual places someone might be in. Someone might be seeking, new, returning, doubting, or following Jesus. Now there are some overlaps between these, and they're not meant to be these rigid boxes, but each have their own natural strength that's crucial to a healthy church. So let's take a look. Initiative. Well, isn't that a great quality? Lots of people may have this, but there's one of the 5 that show it in a way that's so consistently forefront. Well, that's with seekers. Seekers think there's probably something out there. What God is, if he's really a him, her, they, it, or whatever, that might be undecided, but they're not content to just sit back and wait until they die to find out. They have the initiative to take action. If there's a God out there, well, they want to know, and they will find out. True faith doesn't come passively, it takes initiative, and seekers have it. Then there's hope. Can you picture a life without hope? I mean, there are people who live their whole lives without it. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. People who are new to Jesus believe they found what seekers are looking for. They have hope in a new future. And it's not just a new life laid out before them, but a new eternity. Today's problems can take all our attention. People new to Jesus, though, are acutely aware that today's problems won't change tomorrow's promise. Whether or not they even wake up in the morning, God loves them and is with them now and forever. Now let's talk about humility. It takes a lot of energy to walk away from God, and it takes even more to come back. People get that resolve, though, from their humility. Those who are returning to Jesus live by this. People returning believe that Jesus is the answer, and even though they may have written him off in the past, even though they may have publicly built a reputation as someone who's rejected Jesus, they're not going to let their pride keep them from doing what they know is right. See, pride is about winning. Humility doesn't care about that. Humility cares about doing what's right, and a humble heart has a purity that is irresistible to God. You know, one of the most disliked qualities a person can have is hypocrisy. There are many character defects people will forgive, but hypocrisy, especially self-righteous hypocrisy, frequently, it isn't one of them. People who doubt their faith are unwilling to pretend. It's not enough to fit in. It's not enough to find a religion with good values. Integrity requires authenticity. Doubters, they're not willing to be fake. They're unwilling to be hypocrites. Their integrity requires them to find answers to their questions. And sometimes that's scary because what if it turns out all this isn't true? Well, for a lot of people, that possibility is enough to stop them from exploring further. For others, though, their integrity won't let it end there. They need to know, even if risk is involved. And their integrity comes first. Truth has nothing to fear from exposure. Doubt, well, it's only bad if it's suppressed. If it's explored, Jesus will use that integrity to reveal himself and create in them a faith that is reasoned, that's strong, and that'll last a lifetime. Reasoned faith leads to profound devotion. Those who follow Jesus, the real Jesus Christ, they have something that only time and intentionality can bring, and that's true devotion. They're not devoted to religion or church or even pastors. They're devoted to Jesus Christ. Because if a man can predict his own death and resurrection and then pull it off, if that really happened, they'll go with what he says. They see the church as a resource to help them love God and love others. That's what God cares most about. People following Jesus are not about religion. They're about devotion to a person, to God himself, Jesus Christ. That devotion transforms the way they view the world, the people around them, and their place in it all. Full devotion to Christ means loving God and loving others. That kind of devotion isn't meant to just bless us in this room. It's bigger than that. It's meant to bless all people from all nations all over the world.